Hi there, I'm Nikki Baby. I'm a creative producer and cultural connector based out of Detroit, working across art, fashion, music, live events, and really highlighting the creative culture of our community in our city of Detroit. So I moved back to Detroit about 5 years ago. And when I moved back, I wanted to find, what was going to be my niche, my tribe. I had been visiting after moving away for many years. So I knew I loved it here, but, moving here and living here is a different experience. And I work from home during the day. So I have so much more inside of me creatively that I wanted to express and feel. And I quickly found out that I missed some major house music and then the house music scene here in Detroit, not living here all of those years. So I quickly dove into that scene, Spotlight, the bar, local place, the mid club art space, and just opened 2 weeks after I moved back. So it's kind of perfect timing to dive in. I met some amazing DJs that created this Detroit sound. Also, Stacey, Hotwax, John Jam Collins, to name a couple, who've also become some somewhat close friends and partners and different projects and things of that nature. So through the music scene, I naturally became also exposed to the art scene here in Detroit, and I wondered what else I had been missing being away all of these years. So I also noticed that people were dressed up all the time, so I was wondering what that was all about, and I knew I had to up my game there with the style for sure. So I started going to art exhibitions, exploring all the wondrous art that we have here in the city, from Heidelberg to St. Greer to Art Nuts. The list is endless, and I became more and more inspired than I ever had in my life to throw myself out creatively into the public. I continue to go intentionally to every exhibition opening or closing that I can, just to be inspired, and I'm utterly inspired by all the creative energy that flows through this city. And the style of the people that attend these events is just inspiring too. So what happened since was completely organic, as I followed the web of new creatives that I would meet at seemingly every single event. I would meet a new person and, explore their art and, go to support them if I, was feeling that particular, style they had. And I now realize, as they say, Detroit never left. And I know that I still, after all this years, have so much still to see. A pivotal moment for me was attending Detroit artists Bandy and Fashion Junkies' Anxious Flowers collaboration exhibition. It was there that I met Ms. Diva Beast, who was the official photographer that day. I told her I had been dabbling in modeling, having bought a package of coaching lessons from a local model who thought I had a look. She had me pose, and they were really some of the first professional shots I had taken. The message of overcoming your anxieties that the art show contained, along with these photos, made a spark in me to really put myself out there, and I decided to finally jump in and give modeling a try. So I threw myself in and started going to castings. I got 1, 2, and then 3 shows within a week or 2-week time span. Suddenly, I was thrust into a whole new other world of artists and creatives here, the Detroit fashion scene. I was able to see how our city stays so stylish all the time. There are fashion shows happening literally year-round. From small neighborhood productions to truly elegant large-scale events, there is no shortage of creative inspiration to be had from these folks. I quickly realized that modeling is also a creative entity, in that you must display the clothing in a way that is appealing to the audience of the art, no matter the level of fashion. I also realized it was a medium to shed light on others, the brands, other musical endeavors that came into my life. I ended up walking in 8 fashion shows over the course of a few months, and each experience was unique and wonderful in its own way. My goal with it now for myself is to continue with formal photo shoots, brand partnerships, show production, and things of that nature. I often speak about the web of creatives and how everything in Detroit is so connected. Around this same time, my friend Duane moved back to Detroit and started making music again. He dropped his first new single, Up D Scoe, and a few days later I modeled in my first fashion show ever, Fear of Fashion, produced by another Detroit favorite, Giovanni Art Exhibit. I approached the DJ for the show, Nick Speed, and sent him the tracks. And sure enough, he was gracious enough to play all 3 versions of Duane's song while I walked out for my designer, Jess's new line for her Not Sorry brand. This was when I had another spark of realization that modeling was a medium to shed light on others. With this new next piece of Detroit art that Duane produced, I became immediately inspired, obsessed, possessed with wanting to see and help his new music have some real traction. He's been creating for some time and has always had a unique Detroit sound, but there was something immediately noticeable for me with this new music that really did Up D Scoe.
When I'm down, I'm not out, there's no telling with me. I'm from the D, you know the 313. Even when I slip behind, we got a rebound to see.
Level up. All of D new songs are Detroit forward and a call to action for Detroiters to claim their wealth, our wealth. Our legacy is so strong, we must all help each other reach that common goal. And if it's one thing I've seen time and time again over these years, it's that Detroit really does do for itself. Throughout this process of promoting his music, we decided that we would make it official, and I become his official manager, which I now am.
Solitaire?
Yeah, that's the band name. Solterra, I think. Solterra. That's the band name in the letter.
So that's 3 songs.
4.
Since doing so, Duane and I, as his manager, have secured a cover, feature, and interview in the Detroit Metro Times, featured guest and live interview spot on WDET 101.9. The show was Michigan Local, hosted by Jeff Milo. A Runner magazine feature, performances at Spirit of Detroit Fashion Gala, and Hamtramck Blowout Festival. I also gained my first production credit with the Up D Scoe video. It was my first time on a music video set. Around that same time of him returning to Detroit, he mentioned wanting JIT dancers for his live performances with this new era. I happened to meet a couple of JIT masters at Techtroit and let them know what his plan was and linked them to connect. They were immediately on board and have been since, and are featured in his video and live performances. One last thing, during this same time frame, I also started producing a dance event with my friends Drew and Dallas at a local LGBT bar. Our goal with the party has always been to give all creatives a safe space to gather and platform to promote their music. It's become like a Detroit family party cabaret, with Tamia hustle moments, live performances, and the effervescent co-hosts Dallas and me. And Duane performed Up D Scoe there for the first time last fall.
The city of Detroit, come around here in every block of the city of Detroit. If not, put my...
So you may have heard this word a few times, Detroit. It's really at the core of everything that I do. And it's to give back to the city that has given so much art to me and to the entire world. I learned quick, fast, and hard that there is so much interconnectivity within the cultural and creative lanes here in the city. Now the world needs to come here and experience real modern day Detroit and not the tired, played out image of ruin. Detroit got the power. So, here we go.
Detroit got the power.